G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. This will be my Knackers Yard with 2 bikes in it now, which is going to be the running norm, probably. Right, so what are we up to? On blue, I still have one on a stalk. I ordered the other one, it arrived, it sent me the right hand one, which is irritating, so send it back, they're going to send me the other one. I've also got a newer, better, faster, quicker, faster mobile phone case just jammed on there. I don't really like it, but it does the job / a job. Broadly around all of this, I still don't have COVID. My wife still does, which is very strange. It must be a testament to 19 years of marriage and therefore natural social distancing. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel like shit, but I think that's more because I'm knackered, because I've been running around doing all the clubs and everything for 3 kids all week, and it's knackering. Big ups to single parents. He says, growing up in a single parent household, I know exactly what it was like, but yeah, knackered. Won't have as long as I would normally get on a Friday to piss around, because I've got one more club to dispatch to. Little bits throughout the week, not a lot, because like I say, I've just not had time, and I've been knackered at other times, but I've slowly but surely been stripping down the front end. So a couple of little surprises en route. The headlight is missing a bracket, so it's, one of the drops at some point has taken that. It looks like it's been glued back on and come back off, but I can do something with that. That's fine. Another one of these Fandango plugs onto the back of the instrument cluster. So whereas the rev counter had stopped working, it's not at that end. It's somewhere else, but that's a latter business. Started to strip down the top. I've got my bondage set up on, which is all good. And now I'm going to start having a go at this top yoke while I talk some bollocks at you. Let's just see what I'm after. I'm after decent size Allen. So what else has been kicking through? Can you see? Yeah, I'm just basically trying to loosen that top. In fact, I'm going to loosen it with the wheel on, with the front wheel on, and then take it off. Just want to crack them. No particular rhyme or reason, I just tend to find all of this shit is easier to do. I say tend to find, it's not as if I've done the headstock variants before, but whenever I've been pissing around with yokes or pissing around with the front, I just tend to find that if you crack and loosen everything in situ when it is all together, it just makes life easier. The number of times that I've gone to piss around with brakes or something else, got them all off, and then realised actually to undo that bolt I need the leverage it needs when it's in place and together, and then I had to just put it all back together. It's just a pain in the arse. So let's just get these loosened off. Like I say, I'm not undoing them, I'm just breaking them slightly to get them started. Right, let's just lower you a bit. Hold up. I'm in a stupid mood because feeling shit all week and working is not good for anybody's morale. A weekend off, some things to do throughout the weekend, but you can live around those. Right, So talking through things and stuff and things. Obviously I've taken the mud guard off here as well. As far as the headstock's concerned, I don't have all of the tools, which is not unusual for a tit in a shed. But I do at least have some ideas on what I need to do and what I want to do. So I've got the headstock bearings, the cups and everything. They are the cups themselves are following lots of advice from lots of people. Thank you very much. They are in the freezer. What's that? 30. Anything smaller than that? These are a tad loose. Probably not. That'll do. Yeah, so they are chilling. And obviously the base assumption there, where's that stalk gone? That's there. That is on the base assumption that obviously they're going to go inside the bottom and the top, and by freezing them first it might contract them a tiny bit. Which might ultimately help me out. I need a proper breaker bar. It's really not a good idea to keep using my torque wrench for this. But clamped down to its hardest setting, it is very good at it. Very good for it, I should say. Alright, bolt, washer. Nothing on the other side. Where's my encourager gone? You might hear my wife catching up with missed gossip from work in the background. She hates being at home. Gets bored very quickly without constant interaction. Like a puppy. I might live to regret that comparison. Bless her, she's struggled this week more than she'll let on, I'm sure. Just with a stinking cold, nothing, dare I say it, life-threatening. It's gone inside. Pain in the ass. Yeah, nothing life-threatening. As I said before, on several occasions we're fortunate enough not to have underlying conditions of any variety within the household. I do wonder if I might need to just lift that slightly, because there seems to be some weight still on that. Might help a little bit. Yeah, that's got it. That's got her. Right, now, without appearing like I'm trying to teach anyone anything, it is generally a good idea I don't know how this does a speedo. I can't see a speedway driver. It's generally a good idea to try and keep things in the order and orientation that you got them off together. So I'm just rethreading this bad boy, maybe re-greasing as well. Rethreading that bad boy on. There's no spacer on that side. That's odd. There must have been. Oh no, it's done by the actual bracket itself. Done by the edge of the wheel itself. That's strange. Right, so my wheel. So what I'm saying there is, oh, yeah. So that's just straight in, which is slightly funky. Right, now I need to get at dropping them forks. So, should we make you grow? Yeah, so I think today my aim is to get it stripped. Potentially the existing the cups out. It's so wedged, it's hard to move without the weight of the wheel helping. I really feel the need to take these all the way out, but I think I might have to. You can see how much that's catching in and out. I'm making my life deliberately hard here. When there is absolutely no reason to. Should stop stepping in front of the camera. It's very bad cinematography now. You'll get people complaining, and then you'll just have to ignore their complaints. Right, so doing the bottom yoke / tree with no branches. Still never quite worked out why it's a tree, but hey, who am I, huh? Who am I? Bouncing back because it's caught my fucking strap. That's irritating. Oh, but you know what? I'm going to move you. Might be a better way. Sorry, it's bare back plastic you can hear knocking there. Not paintwork in any way, shape or form. Fuck me, is that a long bolt? Right, so I'm all loose. Let's just do a quick twisty test. reasonably loose. I think what I'll do is chop them out ever so slightly. Split those out for now. Just wedging the holders open a little bit, so you don't want to wrench them because you'll break them. But that said, just want to encourage a little bit less pinch. There we go. I'm hoping that I've got enough clearance to get these out the bottom, because I didn't measure that. Oh, look at that. Sun even shines on a dog's ass. It's one off. I'm having a clumsy day. I keep banging my head. I'm having clumsy everything at the moment. I don't know if that's COVID related or what. But yeah. Like I say, I'm clear. I've been testing at least once a day because I have had to go into work. It has been more convenient to go into work, so I've tested before I go in and all that sort of thing. Just out of, it's not social responsibility, but just to not be a dick, just to not get my friends ill, that sort of thing. Yeah. Right. I have one fork. Just having a look. It doesn't look in bad nick at all. Seals, dust seals look a bit dry, if anything, but nothing that particularly concerns me at the moment. Do they say left and right on them? Just so I don't do something fucking stupid later. No, it's okay, the bolts only go one way. Right, I'm going to whip off the other side off camera. And they're out. And before I forget, before I kick them down the garage, let me just wang these bolts back in. Otherwise, they will end up under my wife's car. Along with everything else important that I drop. Right, so where are you looking? Now what I'm concentrating on here, and again, not teaching, never done this before, but what I'm concentrating on is what goes where, wiring wise. Now I've slung up the handlebars upside down, all of the cabling that, remember this, all of this is in front of the bottom yoke. Brake masters down and then into the split too, so that's in front. That's all of the instrument cluster and the indicators. One of the indicators goes between race cylinder, right, happy, race cylinder, the master cylinder. Right, now this could be interesting because I don't know if this is just going to drop when I do this, but we should find out. I'm getting free turn on the top yoke. Which is just pulling out. And is free. It doesn't look too gammy or dirty. And is all original. Not that I expect anything different, but you never know. Right, now I appear to have a locking nut on the top I'm going to have to do a bit of digging to see if I've got anything to get that out with apart from just a hammer, which I'm not overly comfortable doing at this stage, but let's see what we've got. Right, now frustratingly, I know I've got a tool that will do that, but I'm fucked if I can find it, and I've been searching for bloody ages. So, I'm just going to see if I can knock that off, but this is the, key of the issue. And you can see how much pressure that's taking to get past that notch. You can hear it. Dunk. Right, let me see if I can, I believe the technical phrase is whelk that fucker off. Now my one concern is that is also, I think, bearing the weight of all of this. But we shall see. Do a couple of gentle taps just to see if it get anywhere. Yeah, easy peasy. I wish I tried that earlier. About 20 minutes earlier would have been good. Right. Don't forget where you put that note, you fucking idiot. And that's turning because I've got the weight of all of this hydraulics on it. Yeah, even without that pinching, it's still got a definite notch. It's not as obvious. No, I don't know if I just twat that and it falls out. No way of finding out. Twat it and see if it falls out. It's killed the notch. No, it hasn't. Made it better. Let's try a bit more of that. I'm starting to get nervous then. So whether or not just twatting it with a hammer was the required technique. There we have. Still with a screwdriver wedged in it. Very professional that. Never claimed to be anything but. So, don't actually look all that bad. Mine says, I don't know what good or bad looks like. Right, okay. Let's just plonk that down for the moment. A minging job. That is just gummed in. Excuse me. That is just a rubber seal around the outside. I'm fairly convinced I've got a new one off. It's holding in the top bearing. I can't feel anything catching. Now, although it does look pretty shit on the inside. So, let me get my replacement kit and I'm going to compare before I start tearing stuff out. Right, I'm back. Did you miss me? So that's my all balls kit. I have one of those, two of those. They're the same size. There's the actual bearings themselves. Obviously the cups, if you like, are in the freezer. Yeah, I've got replacements of those, so I'm not fussed about trashing it. Bing! Not too bad either. He says with no frame of reference of what bad looks like. It's nicely greased. It's well packed. It's still turning. I don't know if you can see any of that. Now I'm doing it in the wrong place, you fucking moron. Doesn't look too bad. But hey, what I'm not going to do is ham it up for the camera and tell everyone how fucking terrible it looks, and it doesn't look terrible. Like some others do. Right. Actually, fair motor in it. Oh, shit, I'm not fair motoring. I've got to take a sprog to a club. Right, let me just grab a torch from somewhere. Here's the lens. It's there. So there's no big chunks out or anything, which can only be a good thing. It's going to be really difficult to show you underneath, but I'm going to have a look. You can stare at the top of my head. Right. Let's get them out anyway. They're not working, so there should be a lip that I'm aiming for here. Now I can see it actually. It's not big. It's not a big lip. I was expecting more, said the actress to the bishop. I'm going to struggle getting it with this. Go the other way up. That might be shit as well. There's really not a lot of lip to get hold of here. This is going to be a fucker. What's it like on the other way? Just as bad. It's a tiny lip. Fuck. We can but try, boys and girls. We can but try. Let's try catching that lip. Nothing else fucking out. So I'm trying to do it on all sides, roughly equally. Don't even know if I'm getting anywhere. Get off. Difficult to tell. Very difficult to tell. Fucking hard to see too. Let me get a head torch. Let's put my head in. This could be your lucky day. There's my hammer. There we go. Whee! Might even do that in slow motion. Let's have a look at what we got then. Now what we've got is a lot of track lines. I don't have anything. Stop focusing on the lovely scenery. Focus on what I'm telling you to. Oh, I fucking had it for a second then. There we go. Is that bad? Well, the new one hasn't got them. There are some that are actually quite deep. Right, cool. One down. The next one's going to be a bastard because I've got to do it upside down. Stick you over here so you can laugh at me. There we go. Job, as they say, is a fish. No idea why they say that. Right, so the top one doesn't look that scored at all. Must be said, I think that's just grease. The bottom one looks shit though. I can feel the ridges in there. Yeah, so I mean, bearing in mind it's the first time I've ever done this. I don't know if I've mentioned that. That doesn't feel too bad. There's marking on it, but there's nothing that would necessarily cause me concern. Comparing it to this one, not sure if you can hear it. You can certainly feel dents with my fingernail. Cool. Right. Job one done. Now, arguably, that was the easier one out of the two. The harder job, I think, is going to be getting the actual bearing off the bottom yoke. Which, first things first, I want to get that cage off so that I can work out what I've got to get to. Now, not quite sure the best way of doing that. However, the best that I can think of is with a Dremel, not with that blade. Let me see if I can get that cage off. Right, I've employed two of the home mechanics' greatest tools: brute force and ignorance. Three if you include a Dremel.
I asked you a couple of years ago and maybe I bought one.
Yes, please.
Didn't see you there, I couldn't see what you were doing.
I don't like using a Dremel because I do not want to be hacking into the stem, but I do need to get this fucking basket off. Right, so what have I got? Now I know what I need to do now is try and drift that this way. The only way I can think of doing that is I don't really want to go at it. As I could. So I've got a new one of those seals, so I'm not fussed if that gets trashed. Let me see if I can encourage it across a little bit first. So I'll cut you out and I'll drop you back in. Now my thinking is I've got quite a good lip there, and it's whether or not I've got enough angle to see if I can knock it through. So I'm going to give it a few taps just to see whether or not I'm getting anywhere before I have to start thinking too hard about cutting it off, which I'm not a fan of trying to pursue. Now I can't get you high enough because this bench is set for my height. In my height is set for me to work at rather than necessarily me to film at. See if I can get anywhere. Right, well this is going to be fun. That lip is pretty much no more, so I'm going to have to try and cut it, but I'm out of time for doing that now. That will have to do me for this one. Answers on a postcard, best way of doing that, because I think a Dremel blade might work. We shall see. Cheers all. I'll catch you later. No need for answers on a postcard, because the answer was just to fucking leather it. So got it off, and it was really just being brutal, and the principal element was getting rid of that fucker that was just taking up whatever space I had. So yeah, it's off. Just got to get the replacement on now. Which could be interesting, but that's tomorrow's business. That's tomorrow's business, and I'm thinking what I need is a tube to go over the top. Well, hang on, let's find it. Let's find it. Where have we gone? So I have packed things away. I have come back from a sporty club. Oh. Right, so broadly we have. I'm not going to bother getting that out yet. So one of them. It's not. It's one of them. That's the old one. Need a seal, and then I need to get this driven down there. Now I'm not going to do a test because I need to put the rubber on first, but what I need is a pipe to get that down onto there. I mean, theoretically what I have seen used is the previous element, but there's no way I'm banging that down because it's just going to fuck it up, because it got so trashed on the way out. So what I'm going to get is a length of pipe. I need it to rest on there, so if I cut slots out of the pipe, put a grip around it, I should just be able to bang it down that way. But that's not today's business, that's tomorrow's business. That was a damn sight harder than I thought. Cheers all, catch you later.